Good morning, people. Coach Simmons here. Today we're going to look at a couple of things about this transfer portal. I've noticed a couple of times people have not gotten the correct information about it. So we're going to break it down. I'm going to break it down in three separate schools. All of them are FBS, of course, but then we'll relay that down to the FCS level. The first school we're going to look at is North Dakota State. North Dakota State does not get the top talent. They just develop it. Of course, you're not going to get the top talent. What you're going to do, you're going to play to your crowd's requests. The kind of players you're going to get will fit in this mold. Try not to get the copyright this time. So, yeah, this is the Fargo Dome in North Dakota. About 17,000 people. It's very hard to get a video of them, so let's cut off the volume. But let you know that's the kind of people you're going to get in North Dakota. People that came originally for the oil boom, for the oil sands, from all over the South, all over the country. As you can see, the Bison have a bunch of national championships because they do play in the playoffs, which may not make as much money as Celebration Bowls or the bowls of SWAC or HBCUs play in classics, but prestige is there. I digress. Next one we're going to look at straight point blank, Utah State. Once again, I am caught up in stadiums. Sue me. I'm my bad. But once again, Logan, Utah was not a big destination a couple years ago. Right now, the state of Utah is growing, particularly in the southern part of Utah, i.e., Dixie State, Salt Lake City, and Logan itself, because of the tech boom, people moving outside of California. And what I've noticed is these schools are mostly competitive. But why? Okay. As being as somebody from Fort Riley, Kansas, outside of Manhattan, I'm going to explain to you why very soon. The last one I'm looking at is actually not not a stadium, but more like a region. I love Google Earth right now, so we're going to just go ahead and find this, right? This is Texas State University, right outside San Marcos. People on inside San Marcos. People don't realize what San Marcos is. San Marcos is the city between Austin, Texas, and San Antonio, Texas. People still might not know what that is. Well, point blank, period. Austin is considered the Silicon Prairie, live music capital of the world, one of the most progressive places in Texas, and also the biggest growing city, I think, outside of Salt Lake in the country. Um, Between that is San Antonio, Texas. You should know San Antonio is home of the Spurs, SeaWorld, Riverwalk, stuff like that. This city is right between the two. And they have the second biggest college in the state, which is Texas State University. You also have one of the best, I'm sorry, not biggest, but best um, club districts in the state. 35,000 seat stadium, upgraded yearly, right? So why did I bring these on? I'm glad you asked. Let's start with North Dakota State. Zero stars, no stars, right? From all over the place. Minnesota, North Dakota, Missouri, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Nebraska, Texas, Wisconsin. Those are the recruits. Hmm. Trey Lance was his brother. Okay. And there is absolutely nobody you would consider a great star. They develop them. They get people to fit the area, people to fit the culture, and people to fit what they're looking to achieve. They very rarely get in a top tier transfer. This year, they got one to try to replace Trey Lance, who replaced Carson Wentz, from the he's in the Colts now. Quincy Patterson came over from Virginia Tech. Um, was a four-star, but he's a dual threat. He fits the profile. Utah State, yeah, they may have a couple of three stars here. One, two, three, four, five. That's it, right? But you start seeing a trend. Trend is a lot of the schools who are not on the top level as far as Power Five or even top group of five, they spend most of their time with getting fixes immediately. These players are not players who are going to transfer and sit. They're going to transfer and play for them immediately. Keep the coach's job. And even to go even further with that, one person signed. This is an old K State trick we used to do, what they used to do back in the day. Most of them were basically from JUCOs, but now these kids are treating lower level talent, lower level schools, i.e., FCS, as JUCOs. Um, Kids right now that transfer from these Power Five schools, the Cal's, your uh, Arkansas's, they're the kids that you always say, well, why did they transfer? That's the kind of deal you're going to get. Well, you're wondering, well, can they just transfer again? No. In Division One sports, student athletes may transfer once from another four-year NCAA school and are eligible to compete immediately, provided they are academically eligible from the previous school. It's not eject without sitting out a year for residence. Um, yes, so the big thing is these kids right now are eligible to transfer immediately because of COVID as well. But once they get to their next school, unless it's a Division One, aka FBS school, they can't transfer again to another FBS school, especially for football. This was a story I read, came off of the NCAA.com website, the org website. Sorry. The thing people got to realize is the kids who are transferring to these Division FCS schools, i.e., Jackson State, Alabama A&M, Florida A&M, North Dakota State, Missouri State. These kids, if they're transferring as grad transfers, okay, they're going to give your school a shot in the arm. They're going to give your school that 1 year of eligibility to go ahead and get better. They're transferring as freshmen or sophomores. They can transfer again to a higher level. So if you're not getting the run out of Alabama, they're not getting the run out of Auburn or Clemson, and they want to show what they can do, instead of going the JUCO route, they'll just come down to a school on the FCS level, show what they can do, and then leave. It's very simply that way. If you transfer to another FBS school, you can't leave. If you do leave, you got to go down to FCS school. You can't transfer from FBS to FBS. You can't. Won't go that way. Well, that's a quick video for today. Have a wonderful day. I look forward to reading the comments on how bad I was.